You can be honest.
Sure.
Are you being honest? I don't think you are.
She's under pressure.
I'm under pressure.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to think about it.
Don't answer
Sure,
that.
I would
Yeah.
welcome him to my home.
Yeah, and I'm sure most people around here, I think, would. We're a very kind-hearted group of people up here, I think.
Yes, we are.
So tell me about what you guys do, the Farm Service Agency, what you do.
Well, the Farm Service Agency, right down the road, it's our duty to bring federal programs to local producers through the federal Farm Bill. So Congress writes the programs, the president approves it, it comes down to our level, and we implement them from our offices.
And you know that so many farmers over the years have struggled. And
Yes.
some of those have been government programs that have caused them to struggle
Yes.
over the years, especially when you go back into the 80s. Has it changed? Are these programs helping farmers today? Obviously, you're going to say they are. You see them and know their potential, right?
Yes. 2009 was a very tough year for our dairy farmers.
Yeah.
Price of milk tanked. And we did have programs to help them get through. This farm bill, the 2014 farm bill, looks very, very different from any farm bill that we've had before. The days of ad hoc disaster programs are gone. And federal money is being spent to subsidize crop insurance programs and other programs to help producers manage their own risk. So what that means for our producers is they have choices to make, and just the fact that they have choices on how they want to manage their risk.
Yeah.
I look at this as a positive, a step in the right direction for the Farm Service Agency.
There was a change at some point, which really probably started maybe in the 80s, where the government was looking to take dairy farmers and to prevent, and they began to grow corn as opposed to being dairy producers.
Well, in the 80s, I was still in high school.
Okay.
So,
well, I was just graduating from high school, so but a lot of those small dairy farmers, the small mom and pop dairy farms, have disappeared over the years.
They have, and some of them have held on. I think the difference is the way they manage their farms. Years and years ago, you could support mom and dad and a couple of kids, and they bring their wives. They could support them on a small dairy farm.
Mm-hmm.
Now they need to manage it more like a business. They need to look at it a little bit differently, and take a look at what their costs are and their financial statements.
So what kind of, when we talk about critical needs, what kind of services are we talking to farmers that you guys provide here?
Well, right now, we are at a very, very busy, exciting time. The 2014 Farm Bill was just handed down to us this summer. Right now, we're looking at a deadline of December 19th for the Margin Protection Program, which is for our dairy producers. It's coverage they can purchase to protect their margin. The difference between the national average milk price and the national average feed cost. They can choose their level of coverage. People have been coming in. If they've not yet been in, they can give us a call and we can get them in. Right behind that, we are looking at the ARC PLC program, where it's crop driven, and they can reallocate their historic bases and update their historic yields, so we can move forward to sign up.
Kristine.
I have a two-part question. The first is it safe to say that when the federal government comes down with a mandate for farmers, that you folks help them understand the gobbledygook that comes from Congress?
Yes, through the Farm Service Agency, we don't have many mandates. Our programs are more volunteer. Our producers don't have to participate. But once they get into the program, there are certain rules and regulations they need to follow. And we do our best to, help them through understanding everything about what they do, why they do it, sending them to agencies that can help them if we can't, so that
Okay.
Yes.
And then in the case of like the storms in Buffalo, we heard from producers who were literally having to dump milk because of the fact that transportation couldn't make it out to their areas to pick up the milk, so they had to dump it so that they could make way for the next days. Is that something that you would help people with, kind of navigating through those kinds of issues?
Yes, we can help with that. I understand that there was just a disaster declaration issued for that area. So depending on what comes down the line with that, there could potentially be some help for those producers. It takes time to put that all into place, so we just ask people to be patient. And as soon as we know of what's going on, we'll certainly advertise that.
This is Donna Purdy. She is with the county executive. She is the county executive director of the Farm Service Agency, and you guys have a position open right now. You're hiring, right?
We do. We are
Yeah.
hiring this. Like I said before, this is an exciting time for us. We have a position. It's the county operations trainee position. There's actually three positions open, and that position is a year-long management training position to train to be a county executive director. So
Okay.
to do my job.
Pays pretty well too, I understand.
Yeah,
Decent paying job.
Yeah, it's a fun job. It pays not too bad, and you get to do fun things like
Yeah.
this too.
And when you say the pay is not too bad, what are we talking about salary?
Well, pay for the trainee position, the pay is obviously based on experience and education
Okay.
and relevant education. So,
And what are you looking for? What criteria are you looking for?
we look for somebody with a strong agriculture background, somebody who may or may not have management skills but is willing to learn. We try to keep our eyes open.
I hate to say, but you've just described Gallagher.
Gallagher
So
could come
this
work
could
for me.
be
Yes.
this could be a hoot. I got to tell you.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of
Look
ideas.
at all the produce that he's worked with over the years.
But does he have to live with me?
Yes,
He-
yes, that would be
Oh,
part
okay.
of the part of the mix. So, all right, good stuff. So, how do they contact you, Donna?
You can-
If they're interested in the job, or if they're interested in the services that you guys are providing.
Okay, the job, the county operations trainee position, they can go to www.usajobs.gov and search nationwide for many, many, many positions.
Okay.
Specifically here in New York.
We actually have the actual link, and we'll put that up in our show notes.
Oh, great.
so people-
Good.
yeah. And then, if they're interested in the services you guys
If
provide,
they're interested in our services, they can reach us at 315-736-3316, extension 2 in the Oneida County office.
all right.
And in the Madison County office, they can reach us at 315-824-9076.
Maybe a farm is where Gallagher should go. So maybe we have a
He's already
farmer.
talked about that to me on Saturday. He wants one of the places he wants to live is for a few days is on a farm.
Well, give me a call. I can
All right.
probably hook him up with that.
All right, then we will do that. 7:30. We're coming back here. Thank you, Donna. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Birthdays and news coming up next, and then we'll talk about the